Hi everybody. I know it's been several days since I made a video. No, my voice is still not back to normal. It goes in and out. Hopefully it'll last through this video. So I decided I would show you some of the projects that I'm working on. Might as well work on something. Waiting for my voice to come back and yeah, right. And then it's been really hot here. And all of a sudden, the sky opened up and it's been raining for a couple of days. It like came down. Sorry about that. I had to pause the video because I started coughing. But one of the things I'm working on is I'm just making and yes, the strings are supposed to be there. This is, I like doing these. It's actually a rug, a braided rug. And this one, instead of using one of my looms, I'm just doing this by hand. And these are they're not hard. It's just scraps of fabric. And it doesn't have to be fat, skinny. It's a little easier if you do them like narrow, like 1 inch. You get any smaller than that, it breaks the integrity of the material. But yeah, it's just done with cotton. You can, because it is a rug, so you could put felt, or not felt, but fleece, flannel, and you just make 4 strands of it and you braid it. You braid a long piece. If anybody actually wants to see how I started it, it starts off really easy. You braid just a long piece, like a regular, using a regular 4 braid, not 3. Well, you can do it with 3, but it just looks better if you do it with 4 because it creates a thing, and you can make it square, round, oblong. This is just mine, and to do this only took me about 30 minutes. There's no processing involved, and there's various ways you could attach it. You could do it this way. You could sew the pieces together. See, I sewed. Where's the camera? Goodness. Let me move this camera down so you could actually see it. Some of them I just sewed just had little pieces, and I just sewed them, and then you just kind of fold it in half. If it's too long, I didn't feel like cutting it in half, and then the rug can be as big or small. These make good if you want something to put something hot on, just put it on there. It's fine. They are kind of stiff. They're pretty stiff. So, but that's one project I'm doing. Yeah, I'm doing several at the same time. I get kind of bored doing the same project over and over, so I just started several. I also decided to make another rag quilt, and instead of doing this one in fleece, which is what I normally do, I decided to go ahead and do it with cotton fabrics. And how I did this one, I'll show you what I have started, but this is what I started with. I just made some blocks, and these with half square triangles, and just made, I think these two are the same. No, they're not. And put them together as a pinwheel. And from there, I have several. From there, because you're making a rag quilt, so your seams are out on top of the blanket, or on top of the quilt top. Let me see if I have some together. And what I do with them, see, there's the top, there's the block itself. This is the top of the block. I cut a piece of flannel, and there's my backing right here. And it's just done. This is a kind of a grayish, it's fiberfill or fiber, some type of a sheet, but it's really super soft. And I stick them together, and then I do quilt this block, and I'll get one here this one's been quilted. and I quilted it. It's hard to see, but the back, you could see it on the back. It's been quilted. And these type of quilts are very forgiving because it doesn't matter if they come together square because you're going to cut them anyway. And then you just sew them. When you sew them together, instead of putting, like normally, you know, we're taught sew right sides together. These ones, when you make a rag quilt, you're putting wrong sides together. And I usually sew about an inch, you know, instead of the 1/4 inch. You don't want it that small. At least a minimum of an inch, and you just sew one, and then you just, that's how you connect them together. And this is what I have so far on this one. See, there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just and this one's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, one of them I didn't quilt. Oh, that's right, because if you don't want to quilt them beforehand, you could actually sew them together without quilting them. And this is just what it looks like. This block here is not being quilted, but you could quilt it, but it really doesn't it doesn't change the way it looks on the front. The only thing the quilting does in this particular case is it kind of keeps your block together. But again, a rag quilt is extremely, extremely forgiving. And yes, we've had a lot of rain, so my hair is static city. When I looked in, you know, southern Arizona does get warm, but when it rains here, it gets extremely high in humidity. And so when I last looked, our humidity was at 45%, but that's because it's raining. But we get the high heat with that high humidity, so it makes it really, really warm. So, but yeah, this is my rag quilt that I'm doing, and this one's made out of cotton. And with these, the good thing, there is no binding, because when you're done, after you have all your blocks sewn together, you'll do at the end, you'll do a 1-inch seam all the way around, and then you cut it. And as you can see, I just cut these seams so I could show you. That's what it looks like. You're cutting those seams. And I just got myself, it's actually very sharp. It's a rag quilt clippers. That's what it's actually designed to do. It's very, very sharp. That's really, once in a while I'll use it to clip a thread or two, but that's really the only thing that pair of scissors does. And I try to keep them down inside of something, because they, as you can see, they do come to a point, and if you drop them on the floor, they will stick to a carpet. They're, in a lot of ways, they're kind of dangerous, because if you drop them and your foot's down there, it is going to, well, in my case, it didn't hurt. It just kind of had to clean up the mess it made, but it didn't hurt. Mostly because I don't have feeling in my feet. So when something like this happens, I went, oh, and I just had to put a Band-Aid on my toe. My hubby goes, doesn't that hurt? And I'm like, no, I don't feel nothing in my feet. So, and then the other ones I'm working on is, well, aside from the mystery month of the block ones, those will be coming out here. One of them will be coming out in a week, and the other one is a couple weeks. The other one is a blockhead. I think it's called Blockhead 6. And I did a couple different ones because I wanted to be different. And I did these, and then I noticed there's several others doing them, and I went, oh wow, I'm doing the same blocks as they are. But this is what one of mine looks like. It's quite a, I like it doing it this way, because I was watching what other people were doing, and then I was looking at the pattern, and it is a free pattern, and I'll put a link in the description of where you can get this free pattern. It actually shows it done scrappy. It's done. I did mine this way, and then I actually did two, and as you can see, this one is pretty much blues, like this one is big blue rose, and then of course that's my flowers, and this is it's hard to see, it's real thin, and then of course my striped and blue. But the second block that it's showing you to make, I wanted to keep the same background, but the block will be different. And this is what I put together. And the reason it looks like this is because I want this one to be completely different, and I'm gonna put pieces in here. That's the reason I cut these corners bigger, because I'm gonna put a strip in there, and then I'll have 4 corners of the strip, and I'm probably going to use these 3 colors that I have in here, and then I'll add probably another color that matches these orange, and then I also have I have another orange that'll go with those, and that's what I thought I would do, just put stripes or pieces right in there. Yeah, I have to kind of undo them but that's okay, because I just have to kind of undo the sides right here a little bit, and then put the piece in there, and then sew the sides up, because I wanted it to be different. It's my own version of what I want the block to look like. And then the other thing I did today, oh yeah, and then I was just playing with a bunch of little half square triangles I have, and I made this one. I don't know, I was just playing with half square triangles, as you could see, just different scrappy half square triangles. It isn't, you know, it is meant to look like what it does, in spite of, I didn't want it looking like it does look like the sawtooth, or however it's pronounced, but I didn't want it the same. That's why it looks the same, because it's meant to, I don't know, to me, I thought, well, why can't I make part of it look like it disappears? And that's what it does, and that's why it looks like this. Then I made another one that's just got the pinwheel in the center, and just something, I was just playing with half square triangles just to see, you know, just, I had them, I don't even remember where these came from. They might have just been pieces, and I just stuck them together in blocks. I just wanted to see. Then I had a bunch of little 1.5 inch squares, and so I created this block, and this block will be turned into a wall hanging, or probably a clock. I don't want to quilt like this. This is just something I was playing with, all those little they were little 1.5 inch squares, and I just stuck them all together. And it's like, well, I'm tired of looking at them. I'm just going to stick them all together and sew a frame around it and be good to go. There's that one. And then this is what I did today, is this one. This is actually done, believe it or not, with 4 half square triangles. And you start off with cutting, and I'll do a demo on how I created this one. It won't be in these colors, but I'll do a tutorial demo. But it starts off with the 3 colors. As you can see, it's got 3 colors in it, including, and that's not really white. It's a, let me see if it'll focus. It's got little white polka dot type things, and then there's the peak. No, my things don't exactly come together perfect, and that's okay. I've never professed to be a perfectionist in quilting most of the time, because it gets kind of blurry when I see it, and it's like, to me it looks like it's straight, and then when I go to look again, it's like, no, but I'm not taking it apart. This one is not been quilted, and even though it is closed, this is the back, this is with that same stuff, and it is, inside of it is, let me see if I could find my hole. There was a hole in here where I turned it inside out, because I didn't feel like putting binding on it. So I did it a different way. Well, there's my hole. And I just put fleece in there. It's a piece of fleece, as you can see. It's the same stuff that's up there. It's just fleece. It's a fleece blanket I find at Walmart. And I just cut it. And then I'll iron this and just do a top stitch all the way around the top. It's just it's a centerpiece, table runner, but it is done with, you start off with making your 6-inch half square triangle, your 6-inch pieces, and then you make 2 half square triangles out of those, and it makes the, and it's based on how you cut them. When you put them together, it's based on how you cut them and turn the half square triangles after they're cut, which is really strange. Quilters, we're a different lot. We sew material together and then cut it all apart, which seems funny, but those are the yeah, those are my but those are the I was hoping my voice would last. But those are the projects I've been working on, and I just been, going on to the different live chats as I can catch them, and watching all the amazing different projects. And it isn't just projects that I watch. I watch different channels that have nothing to do with quilting. There's cooking channels I watch, different ways of cooking stuff. There's, Nick with paranormal something. Oh, he's so funny. And paranormal poet. That's what his name. That's what his channel name is. It's just a place to go, just to have laughs, and it's funny. Anybody that hasn't seen him should check it out. And then Tammy with Siberian Wind, and yes, I remembered her channel name. She's got some great new projects coming up, and it's going to be fun seeing, those new projects she's doing. And then, of course, Mona and William making his, just fantastic coats and jackets. And then Jess has made those couple of beautiful, beautiful dresses that she made. I was just like, oh, she did it. They're beautiful. So, but those are the projects I've been working on. I hope everybody is having a great day. My voice is gonna go now. Sorry. It lasted about 20 minutes. So, I'm lucky it lasted that long. So, but I will let everybody go, and remember the positiveness that I know everybody has. Leave the negativity and the bad vibe stuff. Just make it go by the wayside, and hit like and subscribe. And again, if there's anything that anybody would like me to show you how to do or help you along the way, please leave it in the comments, and I will talk to everybody later. Bye bye.